everyone, it's another week and that means that there's been another episode of Doctor Who. I'm sorry about the camera angle and lighting, just so you know, this is a temporary setup because I'm visiting my mum who's staying in Bethesda near to Bangor, so I'm like close to here. But I wanted to give my opinions on the episode. This was episode number 5 maybe, or 6, called the Suranga Conundrum. And from the offset, this looked like a typical-ish Monster of the Week scenario kind of episode. I read a few of the kind of the reviews, the spoiler-free reviews that came out like from the press, and they were saying that it was good, it was alright, but there wasn't really anything in it, so I didn't really expect much coming into the episode. However, again, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I'm a fan of the show and therefore I'm easily pleased, but I was pleasantly surprised. I felt like the episode could have been a lot worse, and they somehow managed to pull it all off. I can't remember what the alien species person thing was called, but it was interesting, and I thought it was quite cool having a really cute looking like threat, and yet it was really dangerous, but really cool. It was really cool, and straight off the bat, the CGI for the creature was brilliant. I mean, for the most part, there was one little bit when it ate the spoilers. It ate the bomb at the end, and like it didn't look very good from close up, but from a distance, I think it looked fantastic, and it looked really like cute and scary. Yeah, it looked cute and scary at the same time, which was fantastic, and it looked great. It looked very realistic for like a BBC show. It doesn't have that big a budget. But you can see they put it somewhere good, and the same went with the very brief scenes like outside the ship with the space. That was great, and they looked really good, especially like the last ones when the ship's coming into the space station. Look brilliant again. So visually, great episode. The set for the episode, it started off in a junkyard, but that was only for like 2 minutes, and then they were in the ship, and the ship design was fantastic, brilliant. Like something you'd see on a top-end Netflix show like Star Trek Discovery. It looked just as good as that. And I was thrilled at how well designed the set was. It had lots of different motifs, and it all worked together really well. So visually, great episode. In terms of the characters, yet again we've got Yaz kind of having a quieter episode. She's not being used as much as she could. I know the next episode is looking at Yaz's grandma, so that's going to be a massive insight into her character. But definitely, I'd say Ryan and Graham, whilst they weren't really featuring that much in the episode, they were definitely kind of more involved, and their characters were great again. They kind of took a slow start, as I'd say, because setting the scene with the whole nobody knows what's going on. You can't really do much character building in them, but there was lots of character building towards the end of the episode. Seeing them, spoilers, delivering the baby was very funny. Watching Ryan panicking, especially at the start, he started screaming. It was hilarious. And then him and Graham talking about Ryan's grandma and just bonding over that. They've still got the whole thing where Graham tries to spud Ryan, and then Ryan just denies him. It's really, really good little chemistry there, and it was brilliant. And Graham, again, just everything he was doing was funny. It was good. It was interesting, and it suited his character really well. And Bradley Walsh is doing a fantastic job. The Doctor, I think, had a brilliant episode. I thought she just did everything right, and there was especially a moment where she talked about what she was a doctor of, and it was such a good little speech, and it wasn't even that important, but it just kept going, and it just hammered on with all these things. And it had, what did it have? It had science, it had other things. I can't remember what they were, but it was really good. And then they just had hope at the end, and it just fit the characters so well. Just silly, but at the end of the day, there's always hope. And it was fantastic. Anyway, other bits of the story, I felt like they kind of forced too many little subplots into this one. They had the general, they had the pregnant man, they also had the kind of the doctor, the nurse, doctor person, whatever her name was, her trying to become as good as she possibly could be. along with like the main plot as well. So it did seem a bit like they'd pushed things too much. So I feel like they could have gone without one of those storylines and maybe put more into the main one. But I guess that's all you like with that main one. There's only so far it could go. I feel like they stretched it enough that it managed to fit the episode really well. And in terms of pacing, that's as best as they could have done with that kind of story. But it was good, and I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. Ellie agrees. It's another episode that's surprisingly interesting, and Ellie doesn't really like the spacey technology episodes. Ellie much prefers the historical ones, so I think next week's going to be really good for Els. But yeah, she enjoyed the spiders, the arachnids in the UK last week, and she enjoyed this one. So maybe her taste are changing because they're doing a good job. I've seen a lot of reviews recently of how Chibnall's writing has, like in other people's opinion, has been bad, and I don't think it has been. I honestly, I don't see the problem, but I guess I might be a bit jaded by the fact that I am a fan, so maybe I'm wrong. But all in all, I think it was a great episode, and surprising again. I don't get how it's happening, but I actually enjoyed it a lot, and I thought the actor playing the pregnant guy did a really good job, and that was actually quite a nice story. I didn't really think. I think it was just there to be like a fun thing, either that or it's like they're just trying to. It's not like it's a push of an agenda, but it's kind of like pushing at something. I don't know. I don't know how to explain how I feel about that plot, like that subplot of the pregnant guy, but it worked, and it really worked, and the whole explanation of how the guys have boys and the girls and the women have girls is really cool, and it was an interesting little thing. You don't need to delve too much into, but you can still go. That's quite a cool little idea. Not for real. Like you can't have that idea and then go, right, we need to sort this out now so guys can have guys and girls can have girls. And then at the end, the fact that he was like, I want to name my kid after you guys, so I'm going to call him Avocado. That was just so funny. I loved it so much. Ryan laughs and then instantly he's just like, wait, does he mean that? Really, really funny. And again, the misinformation about Earth in other like species and planets is so funny, and it comes up occasionally in Doctor Who, and they've done it in a really good way here, really subtly, and I loved it. But that's my opinions on the episode. Again, very surprisingly good. I know that other people who have reviewed certain episodes that weren't meant to be that good, well, not meant to be that good, but weren't meant to be anything special, like last week's. I think What Culture did a review, and it was one of, like, they said they do like an up and down thing, and it had the most ups and the least downs. Like the ratio was the best, I think, of all the episodes so far. So that was quite interesting. Anyway, yeah, that's me doing my review. I'll see you guys next week for the next episode, where hopefully I can do like a really good one, like I did for Rosa. But I enjoyed myself. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. Like if you like this kind of video, and I'll see you guys next week. Subscribe if you want to be notified of that, and I'll see you guys soon. Till then, bon voyage.